Hello everybody, this is thekatmakesart, and in this video we are going to draw cute science girls instead of revising for my exams. I'm going to be drawing these in a way different style to my usual style. I'm drawing these as if I'm designing collectible, like Pop Mart blind box figures, because it takes less time and it suits the idea I'm going for a bit more. I mean, I have been learning to render, so I guess I could make them into real life figures one day, but probably not because I'm lazy and it costs money to 3D print. This video is slightly inspired by NYKTX on TikTok, who does characters based on math things. I already love designing characters based on different things, but this prompted me to make science characters. The characters I decided to do are alpha particle, energy, ultraviolet, DNA, plant cell, virus, H2O, amylase, copper chloride, and finally the pH scale. First, the alpha particle. This was the first design I made, which I roughly sketched out in my notebook at school. I knew already that I wanted to make her into a young schoolgirl with 2 protons and 2 neutrons in her hair as little bead accessories. I think I subconsciously imagined her as a Miku variant when I was sketching her out. Whatever. The pigtails curving upwards was supposed to be this clever design choice based on the way the alpha symbol looks, but when I was smugly designing that, I was actually thinking of the micrometer symbol. My last attempt at being clever was the ribbon on her collar that kind of, but not really, resembles the alpha symbol. I really struggled to get the colours right for this design. At first I was trying really hard to not make her look like Miku, but in the end I decided to just give in and lean into it. I tried to make the colours balanced and cohesive in every character I designed for this video, so that they actually looked like a professional design that could be turned into a collectible. And here's the finished result. I think this one looks super cute and is one of my favourite designs of this video. Electricity. I forgot to record from the start of this one. Oopsie. All you missed was a ton of difficulty choosing the pose. I wanted to give something that shows off her outfit but also gives energetic vibes, so I stole the pose a little from the Miku spray paint figure, which I desperately want for my collection by the way. Okay, so originally she was going to be this character based on the general concept of energy, but then I realised I had no clue how to even draw that, so I just made her into electric energy. I really like the way this design looks. The delicious use of purple highlights works so well with the yellow. My sister says this character looks like a Pokemon trainer, and she totally does, I love it! She gives me cool girl vibes who's the nicest person you'll ever meet. UV. I went into this design thinking it was going to be really good, but to be honest, I wasn't totally happy with the final result. I wanted to make the design very detective themed, but more of a Sherlock Holmes old-timey detective because that's far more fun to design. And the character herself is the UV rays that they use for fingerprints and germs, etc. in crime scenes. I also gave her curly hair because ultraviolet is a type of waves. Get it? I like the concept and the actual design that I made, but I just wasn't really happy with the actual drawing. It was just one of those drawings that's fine, but you don't like it, and you can't really put your finger on why. I really love the design and concept though, so if anyone who's more confident in their ability to draw this ultra cutie wants to tag me on Tumblr or something. For DNA, I did a slightly more complex design because DNA is complex and hard for me to grasp how it actually works. It just seems like magic to me. So, what did I do? I made her a magical girl, of course. I gave her double helix DNA strand pigtails and a colourful poofy dress. I made the main colour of her outfit purple, totally not because I'm obsessed with designing characters with a purple colour palette or anything. I originally made her skirt rainbow, but I decided to only use the colours I put on the DNA hair, and it just made it look so much better. I also made the bow on the back of her dress in the shape of an X, because X chromosome. Get it? I feel like a bit of an idiot trying to make these designs clever. This lovely magical girl was so fun to design, and I'm so happy with how she ended up looking. Plant cell. This one is a lot less humanoid than the other designs, but I don't care. I love the way this design turned out. I'm only including organelles you learn in GCSE because I am never touching A-level biology. I feel like if she became a collectible, she would be like one of those clear My Little Pony or Shopkin toys with the organelles encased inside. I really like the way the cell wall outline looks. I feel like it would look so cool in animated form because my idea of it is that it only outlines the silhouette of the character, if that makes sense. Anyway, I love this cutie a lot. I gave her the nucleus as her brain and the ribosomes as eyebrows and freckles, and the permanent vacuole as her stomachy area, and of course the chloroplasts and mitochondria for respiration, don't you know. On to the next design. Virus. I made this character a child because viruses are very small things. I also made her outfit design like a 90s cartoon bully because viruses are evil and mean, and I hate them. I really do not like being sick. Viruses do come in different shapes, but this girl is based on the spherical viruses. The hair and different elements of her outfit are based on those spikes coming out of them. Honestly, there's not a whole lot to say about this design, so let's get straight on to the next one. Yippee! H2O. For this design, I decided to make this girl a swimmer, because water, obviously. I used posing based on Malibu Koga's underwater photo shoots. I tried to give her a more female, cartoonish, curvy body type to keep with that subtle circular shape language. I also gave her beaded accessories, space buns in her curly hair, and big round eyes. And you know those ugly neoprene bikinis from like 2016? Yeah, I put her in one of those. It just gives cartoon vibes and I love it. When I got to the colouring phase, I was completely stumped on what to do. All I knew is that I wanted red and pale grey for the oxygen and hydrogen. I took some time to ponder the orb and eventually figured it out. I used a very limited palette, trying to avoid too much alternating red and white to avoid that candy cane look. I'm not sure how successful I was on that, but I still like the design. Maybe if I had put O and H on the hair and accessories, it would have given a more obvious H2O vibe, but oh well. Amylase. So since amylase is an enzyme, I wanted to make her this big, strong woman, and I wanted her to be able to break apart the carbohydrates with a big, oversized hammer. And the yellow part becomes detached to open up the active site. I also gave her cool, flowy clothes because she works best in a warmer environment, but can't get too hot, otherwise she'll denature. There's the products of the reaction, simple sugars, strung along her ponytail, and I gave her ringlet hair because every picture when I searched up amylase had this big, swirly-whirly shape. I'm not much of a science nerd, so I have no idea why. But I thought it was a cool design choice anyway. I love to draw all different hair types. Copper chloride. For this character, I didn't really go in with a very good idea about her design. All I knew was that I wanted to give her cute blue box braids, and the boxes kind of resemble the squarish, cubish crystals you'd get as a result of the science practical. And I knew I wanted to make her all cute and feminine. I pulled up Pinterest and my trusty character design board to look for ideas, and I saw this lineup by vivinos_ on Instagram, and I thought a blue Hime style would look so awesome on my copper chloride girl. I took a lot of inspiration from this artist's design, but I tried not to take too much, so I did use my creativity and design some bits myself. I gave her long outwards flowing braids and a slightly poofy dress to create an interesting silhouette. I had a lot of fun with drawing this design, and I think it shows. I really love to draw cartoonish braids and locks and stuff like that, so it was so fun to draw her hair. And I love to draw different fashion styles too. Overall, this copper chloride cutie was a cheer to create. pH scale. As the last design in this video, I wanted to make the pH scale design very cool. I wanted to make her a sorceress and serve queer-coded Disney villain drag mother extraordinaire. My sister told me I should make a character with a lab coat, so I incorporated that into this design. I also based the silhouette of the cloak on the Gallifreyans from Doctor Who and that big classic Dracula collar. I tried to make the big ribbon around her waist like litmus paper, but I just couldn't get myself to like how it looked, and I was really struggling to get it the right colour without it distracting from the face and rainbow scale pH part. So I just removed it entirely. I wasn't completely sure with the end result, but then I remembered the glasses I added right at the beginning. I unhid that layer and it really tied the drawing together. I ended up being super happy with how this last design turned out. This is the full lineup. If they ended up being a series of collectibles, I'd probably name them something funky like Labland. Although I'm not super happy with how a couple of these look, I still like the overall designs and most of the drawings. I might continue this one day with some more sciencey characters, but I probably won't. At some point though, I'll be making a video redesigning my old Rainbow Elf OCs, so make sure to check that out when I make it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. Bye bye!